A huge St. Louis Blues win over those Edmonton Oilers last night, and I can tell you it made my birthday complete. I'm going to talk about what the significance of that win really meant for St. Louis and why I think this team is going to go far into the postseason. I'll talk about this more coming up here on Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, and welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host of Locked On Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things about our St. Louis Blues. And let me start off by saying this. The Blues' victory over the Edmonton Oilers was insane. It was everything I would hope it would be. So I'm going to talk about that. Also, the Blues have Nashville tomorrow night, so they have them Saturday night if you're watching this on Friday, February 16th. And of course, my favorite Friday segment, Are We Feeling Blue? So I'm going to start off talking about the Blues' big win over the Edmonton Oilers last night. And just to give you an update, yesterday was my birthday, so I will be having a bonus episode on Sunday so we can talk about that Nashville game. That way we get it all done. I was so busy yesterday. I had so many things to do. I still had my job in the morning, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a post-game reaction, and then I ended up falling asleep. So I'm here today, but hello. So yes, huge win over the Oilers. I honestly couldn't believe it. So going into this game, I knew that the Blues were coming off of this loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? They scored a hat trick on you. Like, it just wasn't good. Heading into this game, it was an important game because one, Nashville did lose last night, by the way, to the Dallas Stars, so that did happen. But two, you don't want this team to jeopardize going on a losing streak against the Predators. That would be a really bad situation. And I just felt like they needed this win. And last night, the way that they played, it showed that this is a team that is dominant enough to fight for what they want. And that is some more points, a W. And most importantly, it's showing their resilience on ice. So in the first period of play, Robert Thomas, about halfway through, was able to get a goal. And he was assisted by Nick Leddy and Pavel Buchnevich, and the Blues led 1-0. But quickly, the story began to kind of twist. So Drysdale, he was able to get a power play goal for Edmonton, making it 1-1. McDavid with the assists. And then Nugent Hopkins was able to get another goal for the Oilers nearing the end of that first period, and it became 2-1 Oilers. Not good. The Blues had an opportunity, obviously, but honestly, I thought they were going to tie it up. But there was a goal that should have been a goal from Oscar Sundqvist, but they called it offsides or what, it is what it is. But yeah, so it would have been tied, but it wasn't. Luckily, though, about a minute into the second period, my boy Jake Neighbors was able to get a goal, the tying goal, making it 2-2. And this would be the last time, by the way, that the Edmonton Oilers would have the lead in this game. So, huge goal by Neighbors. Assisted on that goal was Braden Shen with a nice feed in Torrey Krug. Well, Torrey Krug was able to get himself a goal, his second goal this season, so I felt like that was an important goal. And it finally gave the Blues the lead yet again. And assisting on that goal was Jake Neighbors, and getting a second point was Matthew Kessel. So big for them. So now the Blues were leading 3-2. But this wasn't all the scoring that happened in that second period. That was only half of it. Because on a power play, you heard me, power play, Jordan Kyrou was able to get a goal, doubling the Blues lead, making it 4-2. Assisting on that goal was Jake Neighbors and Robert Thomas. And then about 30 seconds left in that second period on another power play, Pavel Buchnevich was able to get a goal. And the Blues then had a 5-2 lead. And assisting on that one was Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou. Finally, in that third period, Corey Perry, I know, a name that you would never think you would associate with Edmonton. He got a goal for the Oilers, making it 3-5. But at that point, it is what it is. And Braden Saad was able to get an empty netter at the end, giving the Blues a 6-3 win. So big game. And in net, Jordan Binghamton was in. I was about to say Robert Thomas. Why am I saying Robert Thomas? Jordan Binghamton was in net for the Blues with 35 saves, which is huge. And overall, it was a really good night. Robert Thomas with 1 goal, 2 assists. Neighbors with 1 goal and 2 assists as well. So a big night for the boys. A big night overall. I mean, Edmonton's such a good team, but the fact is, like, Connor McDavid still did get 3 assists. So to me, it's kind of funny in a way. Well, not like haha funny, but it's ironic, right? He has such a good game, but yet St. Louis is still being dominant on the ice, and we're able to overpower them. And Ace said it too. I'm live on YouTube. He said, "Let's go Blues," and that's how you got to be. Right now, the St. Louis Blues are in a better position. I did mention about the Predators losing, but that's not the point. The point is the team came into this game and they played some really dominant hockey. Their power play actually looked really good last night. Getting 2 power play goals is another indication of that. And I think that this team really did surprise me. Oh, another Let's Go Blues. I love it. If you ever want to leave a comment, just leave Let's Go Blues, and that does enough for me. So yeah, but overall power play is improved. I think under Bannister, from what I've noticed, is that this team does play more aggressive hockey. They're not lackadaisical on ice as much. Now, Matthew Kessel, I am a huge, huge fan. I think that he is part of the future of this team, obviously, but he has been playing some really good hockey. Last night, it was good seeing Jake Neighbors again shine the way that he has been. He's been really on it since this All-Star break, if you haven't noticed. Robert Thomas, again, he really did get the team going with that first goal. I know Edmonton kind of took over that first period, but in that second period, it was all St. Louis. I have yet to see the Blues so dominant like that in one period of play against a really good team. And I guess you can say, oh, Haley, they still played good against, the Jets. And yeah, but like people didn't really give them credit, right? And now I'm like, okay, not the Jets. I mean, the Canadians. Why was I thinking Jets? Yeah, Montreal. I was thinking Montreal. I'm like, wait, Jets. No, but now people can give them credit. The Blues did really good on the faceoff last night, too. I was actually very impressed with how they were. So, with the Blues' victory, they now have 60 points. 9 points behind Winnipeg. That's why I was thinking Jets, because yep. And Nashville has 56 points. So the Blues now have 2 games on Nashville. Keep on getting up there, okay? That's all St. Louis needs to do. I know before there was big concerns by the Arizona Coyotes. They have 50 points, so the Blues now have 10 points up on them. The Blues are now 29, 22, and 2 this season. This is a good thing, okay? Don't think this is a bad thing. This is very good because the St. Louis Blues are inching their way up kind of quickly. I mean, you're looking at that Central, right? But then you want to take a look ahead maybe at the Pacific because the Pacific is a little bit more competitive. Right now, with 60 points is the LA Kings. Why did I hesitate on that? Who are in 4th place as well. So keep on climbing, keep on going. But I think this team has something special. Win tomorrow, get that 60. Just keep on winning. That's all you need to do. Because and I'm going to talk about this in a minute about why tomorrow's game is so important. Rob says, I thought Hayes played better last night, but he can still do better. I agree. He did play better. I just expect more out of him, and I feel like I am not seeing that. I'm not a Kevin Hayes hater, by the way. I don't want anyone to think that I don't like him. I just think that he would be better suited on a different team. I think that the third line, and I was explaining this to my parents last night, the third line that St. Louis has isn't great, okay? You don't see a lot of action out of that third line. I feel like the fourth line does a better job on ice, and that shouldn't be the case ever. I just think that Kevin Hayes isn't what this team needs. But again, it's the money thing. And my mom was like, oh, why can't they send him down to Springfield? I'm like, Mom, with the money that they were paying him, like, they're not going to send him down to Springfield. And she was cracking up because she was like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, no, they would not do that. They would probably trade him rather than send him down to Springfield. So that was my little talk with my parents last night during the birthday dinner was me going on a rant about why Kevin Hayes has been bothering me. And I should have told my parents, hey, you should have just listened to my episode of Locked On Blues when I talked about that. But yes, a dominant win against those Edmonton Oilers last night, who have 63 points, by the way, in the Pacific Division in third place. But the reason why I say that is the Oilers are better than the Blues overall with some of the talent that they have. I mean, you can't fight that when it comes to Connor McDavid. But St. Louis is a team that you don't want to mess with. And I'm just saying it how it is. Don't mess with the Blues. Okay. You know what I'm not going to mess with? What am I not going to mess with? Well, I'm not going to mess with, if I can find it, eBay Motors, okay? Passion, drive, and patience, what brings home the winning trophies, also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Nashville tomorrow. I personally think this is one of the most important games that the Blues will play. Okay, come on, you're being dramatic a little bit. I kind of like the 6 p.m. start time, though. I'm not going to lie. I think that's quite nice. But the reason why I say this is despite Nashville's really bad 9-2 loss last night to the Dallas Stars. I'm just saying it was like a 9-2 loss. Like it was a 9-2 loss to the Dallas Stars. They lost by 7 goals, which is like a touchdown in football. I need to stop talking like this. I'm sorry. But I do feel like this will be a really good contest between the teams. And I think overall, this is going to really show you who the better team in the Central is. So, darkness is right, and that's what I was just saying. The Nashville game tomorrow is a must win because it really gives us some vital breathing room. Absolutely. But most importantly, going against Nashville, I talked to Ann, who does the Locked On Predators podcast in the beginning of the season, I think it was. And I said that these are very similar teams in a sense where they both, are kind of like in a really weird stage of like having talent, but not really functioning like correctly, right? And I think tomorrow's game is going to show, hey, are the Blues able to take on a team that is so similar to them? Are they able to take on the Predators and in their head be like, okay, yeah, this is like playing the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm talking about a team that's really good. I think that they could win, but I think the breathing room is the most important part of this whole conversation. I think that anytime you play a team in your own division, it gets a little bit more intense, right? It gets a little bit more real. And I think that this is a big thing. I mean, the last time these two teams played, the Predators did win 8-3, but it is such an important game and they cannot lose. If they lose, then I don't know what I'm going to tell you. I don't. Because everything that the Blues have done leading up to this game will just be like, oh, I know this isn't like an elimination game. Like I'm acting like it is. But as a fan, I just need them to win tomorrow. Anytime you go against your own division, you just get a little bit more intense, right? And that's how I feel about this game. I mean, right now, when it comes to our injuries, it's Scott Perunovich and Justin Folk. They're both out. Predators, as of now, have nobody out. So it is what it is, right? This just happened, by the way, for Nashville. So like, I don't know if anybody even cares, but Their forward, Michael McCron, has signed a 2-year extension. He only scored 7 goals this season. I'm not, like, worried, but that literally just happened. I get all my transaction updates, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, so that's what's up for him, I guess." I hope he doesn't play well, but that's what's up. I feel confident, okay? I feel good. I mean, yeah. Ryan O'Reilly. Happy to see him again. Cody Glass. Like, they have talent, right? Like, Philip Forsberg. I mean, that's probably their best player, to be honest. Like, it's like they have a talent to their team. How about that Luke Shen? How about that Luke Shen? That's our boy's brother. I know. I always say it. It's the battle of the brothers. He's only had 5 assists this season. But yeah, I mean, listen, I could name off random players and you could be like, Haley, like, why do we care? It's important for me just to let you know that none of these guys are really big threats. And, when it comes to Lukey Shen, he's actually paired with Ryan McDonough, who I actually like him, but they're the second defensive pairing line, and I'm hoping that Shenny is able to face our Shenny. But their first line, by the way, I mean, it does have our boy Ryan O'Reilly, and I mean, I love Ryan O'Reilly, and he's been fine. It's Philip Forsberg that honestly just makes me the most a little bit on the edge. But other than that, I am not worried. How do you feel about this game? I feel like I'm gonna go on a rant. Like, I just don't feel like nervous about it. And it's not because of how they lost. I'm talking about Nashville. It's just because I trust our players. I mean, I love when we have a guy like a Jake Neighbors who's been getting so hot, and Robert Thomas, like, yeah, even Torrey Krug. Like, you cannot deny that the St. Louis Blues look like a good team. Colton Parayko, great on defense. I feel good. Um, am I a little too confident? No, because I still expect the worst from them. But I'm allowed to still feel good about it. Like, it is what it is. This is my team. I'm a fan of my team. And no matter what, I'm going to ride with my team. I'm also going to tell you about my friends over at Camino Consulting. How would you like to get to know someone better in an hour than you would in a year? Understanding one another better prevents small misunderstandings from the beginning, big ongoing fights. After providing more than 20 years of service to small and mid-sized businesses, helping management groups navigate conflict and onboarding new employees, Camino is offering a digital seminar for families and couples. Did your Valentine's gift of tickets to the game not go over as well as you had hoped? Get the couples and family an online seminar for 25% off for the month of February using discount code Locked On. Again, that is discount code Locked On for 25% off the rest of the month at www.caminoconsulting.ca, or mention Locked On when reaching out for a business seminar and receive the first 5 profiles free. I think this is lovely, and I think that Camino does a great job, and website is very easy to navigate. So if I were you, I would head over there again just to let you know that is www.caminoconsulting.ca. Are we feeling blue? So usually I do ask this on Twitter, and there was a reason why I didn't. I feel so good. Okay, I'm not going to take that Maple Leafs. I mean, why do I keep on saying, yeah, well, okay. I'm not going to take that Maple Leafs loss to heart. It's fine because we beat the Oilers. Now, would I be saying that if it was the opposite? And that is definitely a no. I think the Blues are a good team. I do. I have a lot of faith in St. Louis, and I'm feeling so good about the future of this team because of the fact that they're able to play dominant, because of the fact that they're able to be resilient. I love the St. Louis Blues, and I am so proud of the way that they've been playing, the way that they've been handling themselves, but most importantly, the fact that they're in such great shape for a wild card spot right now in this time of the year is exciting. You know, that trade deadline is approaching soon, 22 days away. Not a lot of time left. Not a lot of time at all. And it makes you think, okay, with less than a month away, the Blues, I can confidently say, are playoff contending. Okay, valid. Does that mean when it comes to the trade deadline, they're going to buy or sell? And that's up to Doug Armstrong. At the end of the day, he's the only one that is able to make those decisions. I just think that this is a team that doesn't need to fully rebuild. I think that I don't know, they're a team that get a couple good talent and get it going. Why not? What's holding them back? Seriously. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to sometimes go for it and take those chances. And I know that sometimes rebuilding, it might seem like a good idea because it's like, oh, well, you're going to have all this good talent at once. But the Blues have good young prospects up and coming. I think right now you go all out, you ball out because you have those guys and sell, get rid of some pieces that you don't need and gain the guys that you do need. So to sum it up, yes, I am feeling good. All right, this was a good week for the St. Louis Blues and a good week for you and a good week for me as I am now Jordan Kyler's jersey's year old. Oh, God, that's rough. All right, I will talk to you this weekend. And like always, let's go Blues.